Hello there, YouTube! Welcome back to Compound Fracture Plays Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, where we're following this little covered wagon as he brings chemicals to the fabric factory. Oh, delicious chemicals. He's having trouble passing the slow bus on the divided highway, which should be a very easy job. This guy has food, meanwhile. He's not nearly as cool as the chemical man. Oh boy, chemicals. Hey, here's the rail guy. It's a nice little view of our city as we go along this main route here. It's good. Oh, and we need to make these little stretches one way. We have finished this little bit here. So we'll work on that in a second. Anyway, I'm not going to watch him all the way. We watched him most of the way. That's good enough for me. I'm kind of tempted to, like, gravel this up, but I don't know. I don't know if it's more disruptive to gravel it now. I think probably what we want to do is once the construction's done around here, we'll be able to gravel these roads one at a time, and it won't be too far around for any of these little local trucks. Oh, wait, this isn't assigned? Let's fix that, and let's assign it to the large construction office in the border as well, wherever that is. Interestingly, I don't see it on here. Just strange. Weird. It only has the roadwork offices. This one's assigned, right? Yeah, it is, and it's working. So is this. We're getting there. This one's almost done. So that's exciting. And the chemicals are almost here. This guy's coming with them, with the 3.6 tons of chemicals. We might even need, like, a local chemical storage here. I'm really noticing we don't have much import. So you know what? We don't need to store crops at all in this fabric factory. We just want to store, like, almost entirely chemicals like this, because we have silos to store the crops for us. So this way we'll be able to fit more chemicals in and keep production going. And here's the first buses of workers. They're showing up one after another for some reason. They must have got stuck behind a snowplow. I did space them out. And we are now making fabric. We have 100 workers in place. The factory is completely jam-packed full. And now I'm going to adjust the bus stop to send workers also to these two factories, the clothing factories. So it's like 80, 80, 100. I'll just make it like 40, 30, 30 or something. Like 36, 31, 31 seems fine, I guess. So these fabric import spots are filling up. Good. That's going well. All right. Whoops. So here's the rail construction still continuing. Our friendly little rail guy. Maybe we should start working on more snowplows for this area. Although, I don't know. That seems a bit counterproductive because we've got so much construction planned already. I do want to put some plows on this side of Shackleford, though. Maybe right up against this construction office. So let's just start that right away, I suppose. No reason not to. So we want a technical services. I always forget the name of technical services. Just plop her down right here, eh? Might as well. Or over here. It's close enough to the power line. That's what matters. It is close enough to power, right? I think I checked that out, yeah. Is that not auto-assigning as well? Oh, it is. No, it's auto-assigning just fine. That's good. Must have finished enough buildings that the queue's gone down over here. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff assigned. It's a slow process. But we've done all these forklift lines now, these conveyor belts here. Or the, whatever you call them. They're not conveyor belts. I don't know what they're called. We got a crane coming down to this warehouse here. The Lumpy Textiles warehouse. Probably didn't need this road cargo station. I might still get rid of it. It's kind of silly, actually. Like, it doesn't seem at all necessary given the very small quantity of, like, these are only producing, like, a max of, I think, like, 20 clothes a day or something. So we don't really need a cargo station for this. I think that's enough to make me demolish it, actually, and rethink this road plan here and everything. Okay. Should have measured twice and cut once. Oh well. Like we will never ever learn that lesson. Let's be real. So some construction equipment's going to be in a state of shock right now since I deleted that road, and they'll be like, "Oh, question mark, question mark, question mark. I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. Question mark." So we'll just have to fix it as quickly as we can. Unfortunately, I think I may have made it too steep. I totally made it too steep. Unless we do it like that, that's fine. It's not a big deal. Seems okay to me. It's a little silly. Oh, you know what? No, my perfectionism and my like wanting to make it all look nice and pretty is going to get in the way of moving on with my life. Okay. Now, going from here to here. Is there a way I can get orange or yellow? There's yellow. Let's even that out. That's way better. Way nicer. Okay. I was originally thinking that we wanted a loading thing because I was originally planning on having multiple warehouses over here to store the finished clothing. But I realized that that's just silly because, like, clothing is such a low volume item. We have 33 workers. Like, we're half full of workers and we're only producing 1.2 tons of clothes per day at that rate. So, yeah. These are very low throughput industry here. I think we need another bus for that line, eh? Like, for those 3 factories, we could use one more bus. Let's do that. Oh, we have one more. We just didn't tell it to start, apparently. I thought we did. I was sure we did. Okay, well. Problem solved, I guess. God, we're getting so close. I can feel it. We almost have iron. Shackleford is finally starting to pull its weight. It's making textiles, and it's gonna make iron shortly. It'll be wonderful. We need more loan. So how's our food storage doing? We're actually doing really well. We're only having these filled to 80% before they start exporting. So they're almost entirely filled right now. I'm considering downloading some mods for larger warehouses, by the way. I'm pretty picky about which mods I choose to actually get. I don't want it to be like all the mods, or especially the unbalanced ones. But this whole like system of needing like 5 warehouses to provide adequate food storage for a winter seems like it would be nice to just have one warehouse, one really big one, and that would be a lot more, just a lot more convenient. And I will totally download convenience mods, even if I don't like downloading imbalanced mods. I think those are very different concepts. And we are already through all of our crops. We've got so many spare workers in this little empire here that our factories are definitely full. If we have the buses to send to them, the factories will be full. So this is going okay over here. We have a lot of crops to work through, but it looks like we're doing it. Maybe we might want a 4th bus on that route. I think I'm going to do that. We can always reassign the bus to something else later if we decide we have too many. Okay. That's that. Lumpy Textiles, I think, is 100% done, minus this last warehouse. And we don't even need it yet. We still have enough clothes room in these factories. And I don't really see a point in assigning much of anything until this is done. So we'll start taking from here soon. Why not? We call this a planned economy, right? Yes, we do. Why not just commission private corporations to run food storage, logistics, etc.? Well, it depends. I don't think anyone actually calls for, like if we're talking real world stuff, right? I don't think anyone actually calls for nationalizing all industry all at once. That would be very disruptive and not at all good. Generally speaking, what people talk about is nationalizing the big business, huge industry, and big corporations, you know? So, like, in terms of private corporations to run food storage, logistics, etc., I'll tell you, Tyson Food, for instance, would be brought into the public trust. But the small-scale farmers and small-scale warehouses and stuff like that could absolutely run privately. I see. Point of the game. Yeah, this is really a puzzle game. It's not a politics game. It's a puzzle game. But that's kind of what we're doing, I think. Like, I think it's sort of meant to simulate that when you tell things to auto purchase, you know? Like, if you have a store in town and you say auto purchase, that's kind of like you're paying someone else to do it, right? So that could easily be, you know, assumed to be private industry. Who knows? So I should probably have a small distribution office up here in the textile area, specifically to deal with textiles here. How do we do this? We could have the border-based... well, no, that doesn't work. I guess we need 2 small little textile things. How about this? I got a plan. We'll do one small... Where are you? Small distribution office here. And then we'll do one of the little itty-bitty, teeny-weeny mod distribution offices. And the small one can handle domestic deliveries, and the itty-bitty, teeny-weeny, tiny one can export the excess. And I think that should work. Really? These rocks. Rocks are my enemy. Come on. Come on. Okay. So that seems good. And then we will have a small little guy somewhere around here. Oh, right, mod. Distribution office. One of these tiny little ones that only holds 3, I guess. Not even the ones that hold 5, but the ones that hold 3. We'll make it green. Green is nice. And put it right there. If we can. Ah. It looks like we're spending money really quickly right now. We're probably moving materials into the mining area to get those construction projects going, I'd imagine. It's probably where all our money's disappearing to. Perfect. Look at that. Look at that. Real nice. Okay. So those two, like, the bigger one will handle bringing... It might even be better to do it the opposite. We'll just see how it works. We can play around with the numbers later. But one of these will be assigned to always bring textiles from here to the cities, no matter how full the warehouse is. And the other one will only load from the warehouse if it's almost entirely full, and it'll be export specific. Another loan would be good. Still staying under the magical 2.5 million, which is still higher than I'd like to see it, but it's not the worst. How's the rail yard going here? The train aggregate loading. It does have all the resources it needs for this construction. Where's this bus going with the workers here? Oh, it's going to the small aggregate storage first. That's surprising. I don't know why we're skipping over all of these other projects and delivering here. But whatever, doesn't really matter. As long as it all gets done in the end. It's not like there's a resource bottleneck here, or really anywhere for that matter. It seems like we're getting all the resources we need quite quickly, and we're worker bottlenecked, which suggests to me that I really need another bus in here. So maybe this whole, like, first we built an open, and then we decided, oh, we don't really need an open, and then we built a dump truck, and we decided that was better than an open, I guess. Maybe what we really needed all along was a bus. So how about we take another open out of there, because they seem to be we seem to have a lot of those. We probably have a lot of those because we were worried about them when we weren't getting steel, because we didn't have enough steel at the source. So we'll get a very large bus. 62 passengers is probably enough. That one has 80 passengers, but it goes much slower. So yeah, let's do that one. 62 passengers. Okay. So that'll help. Do love that TV station. What's going on over here? I mean, this is like long out of crops. How many buses do we have on this route anyway? 3. That seems excessive. Send that one home. All right, I'm getting there. How's the output looking? We're almost full on outputs in both of these factories now. But we're having trouble getting workers in. Maybe that bus I just took off the other line should be on the textiles line. So let's do that. It's this one here. It actually got to the depot surprisingly fast. All right, there you go. Go forth and make me clothing. How's our food storage doing? Our food production ended so early this year that that's a bit of a concern. We have 600 stored food that has to last like 6 months at this point, which is, I don't know, that might be a little bit optimistic here. Oh, did I build that too small? Is there going to be trains that are too large for that segment? There might be. We might have made a mistake there and built this too small. We'll see. Might as well put the right proper semaphores in now. Just once this guy passes, I guess. Make sure we do them as close to the edge there as we possibly can get away with. Okay. Well, let's hope that we don't have trains that are longer than that stretch. If we do, we just have to adjust it all and whatever. It's fine. It's not the worst thing in the world to make that mistake, but I hope it's not a mistake. The Rail Construction Office did indeed auto-assign this, even though I think it's far out of range, but I don't know what's going on with that, but I like it, whatever it is. This will be done in time. That's nice. All right, the Nail Iron Mine. Only 4,000 more work days until we're done that one, so hey, that won't take long. Lucky we put another bus in there. So how are we doing in terms of this warehouse? Oh, it's done. Good. So I'm going to hit limit and then just bring everything down to 0 except clothing. Not that this is necessary, but might as well. Just to make it a little bit neater. So yeah, it'll store 325 tons. It was silly to think that we'd need more than one warehouse for clothing. And then once these are done, we'll stop importing forevermore, and it'll be lovely. It'll be good to have another industry checked off the list of stuff we have to import, basically. We still have two more farm-based products, the meat and the booze, that we will need new farm districts for. But that can come after the iron. And soon we'll need, I think, a second farm area for food as well. I think what I might end up doing is just building a second farm district like right here, all feeding into the same factory. Because like this factory has so much throughput, we can easily have 2 farms feeding it. Easily. When I first tried building a food industry, the very first map I tried that on, I woefully overestimated how much crops the farms were going to produce. And so I thought I'd need to build like a fleet of food factories or something. And I built 4 of them all in a row. And oh boy, that's a lot of food factory. Sure be nice when we have snowplows in this area. So yeah, we've already gone through almost a third of our food. Only a couple months have passed. I think basically right now, this little food distribution area, as much as it was supposed to be a bit of a long-term fix, it really isn't. It's just enough to supply the 2 cities we have right now, and no room for any future growth. So we are gonna have to put more food warehouses around here, for sure. We could build another little structure with 3 warehouses and 1 cargo station over here or something, and just have the same distribution office handle both of them. I think that would work fine. The other thing we could do, of course, is we really don't need the cargo load-unload station. We could easily just have the trucks go straight to the warehouses. One of the main reasons I didn't want to do that, though, is because I have the trucks from these distribution offices dropping off, so I didn't want to give them too many extra jobs, because distribution offices can only handle so many destinations before they fill up. So yeah, that's probably what I'll end up doing, is another little hive of one one loading bay and 3 warehouses, and then just double up on our storage, and that'll be plenty. Wait, without power supply? Having power problems, you say? Train's also having power problems. We only have 1 worker here. Oh, boy. But there's like 3 buses all in a row bringing more workers. So, I mean, we're fine now, but that was unfortunate. But our heating plant's doing okay. That's my biggest concern, is watching the heating plant, making sure it's fine. How's the new heating plant? Is it doing okay? Yeah, it seems good. It has such a short distance to go from the city, which is a bit concerning for pollution, but especially since the wind seems to be taking it towards the city at the moment. Oh well. I didn't want to have to build like miles of pipelines. So expensive, these steam pipes. It'd be nice if you could put the some sort of heating plant in the city itself, but I mean, whatever. That's part of the challenge. We probably still have, like, tons of university students waiting. I bet you I didn't put enough buses on that line. No, actually. Sitting at, like, 30, 35 is pretty well right. I see this bus has just picked up 32. So it might be good to have, like, 1 or 2 more buses. But, like, especially since this is winter and roads are slow right now, the fact that it's keeping up as well as it is a really good sign. Okay. Man, I can't wait for these to be finished, and I can, for once and for all, tick off clothes out of the import. No more distribution office near the border handling clothes at all. We've only produced like 30 clothes this whole time. They're such low throughput factories. Part of it is that these buses are really struggling to bring the workers in, which probably has a lot to do with these dirt roads here. Maybe since it's not farming season, I'll replace this road here with a gravel road immediately, because we don't actually care about servicing the fields right now, and the buses can go a slightly longer way around temporarily. I'm going to pause the game while I do this so that it doesn't assign these roads that are in the middle until the ones on the outside are done. I'm not going to auto-buy any of it. We'll just mark them all right now, and then they should be done one by one, hopefully in time for spring, for planting season. It should work, though. And then later we'll do this stretch. Okay. There goes the road construction dump trucks, springing into action as they do. Tempted to buy another dump truck for this. I think it's fine, though. We'll have 2 different road construction, specialized construction things, all building these gravel roads together, both of them. So it should go really fast, like super, super fast. Even though there's a lot of little fiddly segments, which isn't ideal. Then we'll also want to make this area into gravel. The only one that we should have to, like, rush build is the actual bus stop. Other than that, there should be enough redundancy in the road network to not have to rush build anything. So it looks like we're at the end of winter. That's nice. Congrats on getting clothes set up. Oh, right. Thank you, Jack Tank. I appreciate that. It is indeed one more step. We're not quite there yet. Once we get the distribution offices, then we'll be self-sufficient in terms of clothing. They shouldn't take too long, but they're competing with other construction projects for the valuable time of my one construction office that's within range of them, really. So actually, let's just let's manually assign these guys to the old construction office by the border. If we can do that. Yeah, no, these are all... That's weird. What happened to the... The original construction office, the very first one. I don't know why it doesn't seem to be accessible to these things. It's very strange. It's almost as if I deleted the road or something, but no, I mean, it's fully functional. It's filled with vehicles that aren't in use. There's a weird graphical glitch happening here. I noticed the trailer's over here. See, this is the same vehicle. Trailer's way up here, and the cab's down here. I don't think I've seen that one before. Is it flying in the air? Yes, it is. That's what's happening. It's like, it's levitating. It's the amazing levitating trailer. I don't think I've ever been able to see underneath one of these things before. Spooky. Well, maybe that's why it's not working. Maybe that's why we can't assign this construction office. Maybe there's something... I'm just going to sell that one. That's all I'm going to do. Then I'll move this one over. And let's see if we can assign it now. Wouldn't it be neat if it was just a weird bug like that, and then once we figured it out, we could do it? No. Wouldn't be that simple, of course. It's really strange, though, because we had that border construction office working on a bunch of projects around here earlier, but it doesn't seem to want to do these ones. Maybe like maybe 5 kilometers is the absolute limit or something. I don't know. Hey, welcome to the channel, Colthar123. Thank you very, very much for the follow. Five is the limit? Okay, cool. Thanks for the... Yeah, that's really good to know. So, yeah, that explains it, I guess, why we can't quite assign the border, but we can assign the road specific office next to it. I think next time we build a general purpose construction office, which will be like around where the iron mines are, I guess, for the next town we plan, we'll just take the vehicles from here. We won't build new vehicles. We'll sort of keep a skeleton crew back here for local constructions. I guess we are going to want to do more farming districts around this area, though, so we do want to keep some trucks here. Probably doesn't need the full complement, though. Oh, it's spring, it's planting season, and we still have these roads all clogged up with construction. That's too bad. I was really hoping that we had a bit more time, but it's fine, you know, like we can only seed 5 fields at a time, and we have access to 6 fields here. So, I mean, it's getting done. I did want to have the medium fields, the 3 of them seed first, though, so I'm going to have to change the order in here at some point. Put them back on. Wait, Shackleford big field? I see. It's slightly closer to Shackleford than it is to Lumpy Textiles. That's too bad. I mean, not really too bad. It's like a nothing thing, but eh. All right, now we have an excavator here. This will be done real quick. And we'll have at least this one ready to go. I'm thinking, you know, I could have easily used these for distribution, though they don't really have many extra spots available, so that's probably a bad idea. Hello, 50. Welcome to the channel. So, are we getting workers here? We are. We're operating at pretty high capacity right now. Still have plenty of warehouse room, so that's not a big deal. You know, it'd be kind of nice to have like a shortcut road going from here like straight across to Constructo Zone here, but I don't know. That seems like more trouble than it's worth. Heating plant's doing fine. Same with the fire station. They got their little orange buses. We got tons and tons of workers waiting. But do we have enough geese laying? That's the real question. Five onion rings. Okay. Lumpy textiles, there you go. Ooh. That text is backwards. It says blue grain silo, but it's backwards. Well, some painter had a bad day, I guess, at the job. That's funny. The texture is backwards, people. Backwards. Oh, well. So here, we're again at a point where we're low on open. Like, I keep going back and forth in terms of what types of vehicles are needed most here. And that's pretty typical. You know, you usually do, like, change your mind a lot, depending on which phase of construction you're in. And right now, it looks like we need a lot of open, we only have 3? I totally deleted too many of those. That's too bad. We have 4 buses. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think all 4 buses. I think that's good. We have 4 cement mixers, 4 dump trucks, and only 3 open. Maybe one of the mixers could go, or maybe one of the dumpers. I do like having that many buses, though. We have a lot of labor-intensive projects queued up. So let's do this. We'll just send the mixer all the way back here, and then we'll pull this open guy and send him. Just do a little trade. Good stuff. Okay. So this gravel road is still going slower than I'd like, but I don't think it's going to hold up our sowing very much. Maybe a little bit. It is unfortunate. I don't want to hold up the sowing at all. That's part of the reason why we're having so much trouble getting workers in here right now, is the buses are taking the long route as well. Maybe I should start buying these things. I don't want to. We've got so many road crews hanging around. Do we have plenty of gravel here? Probably. Oh, I would have expected us to have this almost full rather than only a quarter full, but oh well. It's probably fine. 1 construction office? No, it's not. So, I mean, we don't really technically have 1. We have two large ones that are for... and these are modded ones that have 20 bays instead of, I think 16 is the default. These are the default size, 12. 12 is the default construction office. So these are larger ones, and we do need to build a new construction zone somewhere up here. But we just haven't gotten to that yet, and we have too many projects on the go. So what we like to do in an ideal world is build these things every once in a while. Yeah, 1 office with workers only with manual assign. That makes a lot of sense. That's why I like to have only 1 larger office here as well, though, because it'll prioritize. And these, okay, so these guys, by the way, they only do roads and footpaths. They have no buses in them at all. So they just have all the vehicles that you need to do roads, right? And we have these guys every once in a while. We have more of these than we do the main offices. The main offices, meanwhile, we want to have only 1 per area, because that way it's assigning the delivery of resources in the same priority as the delivery of people. So you don't have situations where 1 office is bringing people to one construction site that doesn't have materials, and another construction site is getting all the materials but none of the people, right? You want it prioritizing the same ones. So that I've kind of settled on that pattern where just every once in a while I'll build a large construction office, I'll have it be a generalist, and then I'll have a specialized one for roads and footpaths. And seems to work okay. It is a bit slow. Realistically, I probably should just be building a few more of them. Like maybe there should be a new construction office up here. I do like to, whenever possible, have another set of gravel, asphalt, and concrete plants in my new office, but that isn't necessary for all of them. Realistically, would make an awful lot of sense just to put one construction office somewhere up here. Like maybe right attached to this road here. And maybe I'll do that. Maybe that's a thing that's actually worth doing right now. Maybe it'll speed up the construction of these things. I don't know. I mean, we're making decent progress. I think I'll stick with it as it is. Oh, whoa. Question marks. What's going on here? It's a tractor. Oh, I see. They're trying to get to these fields that don't have any roads. So I am going to rush build these roads. We tried. You know, we should have started on these earlier in the winter, and then it would have worked. But I'm not going to sit around while my my tractors have construction have question marks going on. Maybe try to take the long way around and get all the way through here. That would be a bad thing too. So I'll leave this one working because he seems to be making good progress. He'll be done soon. So there we go. Now the tractors can get out and keep going. We didn't plan that one particularly well, unfortunately. We have so much more capacity though for road construction right now. We've kind of like overloaded on road capacity, road paving and road making. Making a bypass over here actually seems like a kind of a good idea right now. Though it does seem excessive for like the amount of the cost to benefit ratio here. Like it's not really that far around to go down here via Bridgehead. So whatever, it's fine. Where we probably made a mistake is not just making these gravel from the get-go, these roads. We could have just put all the fields where we wanted them and then built the roads before we built the buildings, but oh well. I'm anxious for these guys to get done, that's for sure. As it is, I think I'm gonna do a temporary measure, even though it's kind of silly. I think it's silly. We'll tell this to stop loading clothes from the border and start loading them from this warehouse instead. If it'll let me, yeah. No, cannot assign more buildings. We've reached the limits of this distribution office, so that's too bad. It's bound to happen at some point. That's why we've been slowly specializing other offices to do different tasks as we've gone. Maybe I shouldn't turn off imports then, right away, if I'm not going to be able to reassign it. So we'll put clothing imports back on, for now. Meanwhile, though, we should be thinking about specializing this distribution center a bit more and taking maybe the dump trucks off and putting them in some other facility. I think we have like a distribution office down here that we intended for coal, and we never ended up using it. Yeah, right here. A small one. So let's switch that up. Yeah, we'll move the dump trucks. There's 3 of them over here. So we'll move all the dump trucks out of here and put them all in this guy. And then one thing we'll have to do is these dump trucks are being used to haul gravel to the cement plant, I think. No, that can't be right. Coal. Oh, it's coal to the cement plant. Right, so that's great. Okay, so now we want coal, cement plant, local heating plant. And then there's another one over here doing the other heating plant. So that seems fine. Put those at 80, I guess. And that should work just fine. Keep that at 10 so that we have some coal for the power plant, for sure. And there come the dump trucks. Now we can take some things off of this. It's weird, it still says it has... Did I take them from the construction office? I did. I took them from the wrong building. Well, that's frustrating. So let's just move these over, I guess. Whatever. This one has coal on it, so I guess we should wait until it delivers the coal. I just picked the wrong building. There we go. Okay. I guess we might consider taking one of these and putting it back in the construction office so it still has all of its vehicles. 2 are probably enough here to move the coal around. Probably. Struggling. I guess we don't have any storage space for gravel. Well, that's a good sign. It's very nice. I like having lots of gravel. Gravel's so easy to mine. You can get it anywhere there's stone. It's really cheap to set up. And it's so annoying to transport it all over the place because it's so heavy and cheap that I just like having local sources of gravel all over the map. All right. Soon, we're going to switch this, and it's just going to be the iron train. And then we'll have another smaller train for steel export. And then we'll see if it's too big. It probably won't be, though, because the iron cars are much smaller than the flatbed cars. The hoppers, you know. So, like, physically smaller, not in terms of storage space. So I'm hoping that between that semaphore and that semaphore is enough room for the whole train. I'm not sure if it will be. We can always tweak it, though, if we have to. And actually, it really might not be, especially if we had, like, 8 of these these guys. You know what? Let's switch it up now ahead of this being an active rail line. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I think it's a good idea to just make this right, because I don't think it is right at the moment. So I'm going to take off all those semaphores just so that the trains don't get too confused. And we'll just switch. This won't take long for the train to fix. Oh no, power lines. Okay, well I'm gonna pause and I'll rebuild that power line before we get going again. There, that's plenty of space. So now the power line needs to be rebuilt. I think it's this one. Yeah, looks good. We'll rush by that. Then we'll go back to trains and tell it to start constructing. And that's okay. We don't actually care about this rail line being done. Oh, and it is. Look, it's completely finished over here. So that's lovely. And we don't care about it until the coal infrastructure's up anyway, so there's really no rush. So there's nothing to be lost here by just having our construction train do this little stretch. In your current republic, you changed the aggregate storage to store 5,000 tons. Oh, geez. Okay. Yeah, I like excess capacity when it comes to things like gravel. It's different when it's like coal and iron because you need serious manpower to get that out of the ground. But gravel, none of it except for like the gravel processing. This one thing needs any manpower at all. And this one's happy with just like 4 or 5 guys sitting in it. So what I end up doing, and it's just like, it's a strategy I use almost every game, is I just do these little hubs that all they have is gravel processing, concrete, and asphalt. And then they truck in the bitumen and the cement from elsewhere, which is fine because you don't really need much bitumen and cement. It's mostly gravel. And then you have one bus stop in the middle and a couple of little tiny microbuses, like this little orange guy right here, that just truck workers up 7 at a time. And you make sure you got lots of them so that there's a pretty steady supply of like tiny amounts of workers. And you can just man all 3 of these buildings off one stop quite easily. And it works pretty well. And if I hadn't built this little thing here, we'd have to go all the way back here for gravel and asphalt and concrete, and that won't do. And the upside to it is that there's plenty of gravel throughput in one of these processing things, as long as you're not trying to truck gravel around the map, which is silly to try to truck gravel around the map because you need so many trucks, so many dump trucks. Hey, we have a distribution office done. Excellent. No power supply. Well, that's far less excellent, but I don't think it needs it. So, do we have covered trucks we aren't using? I think we are going to use all of these. So let's get some new ones. And this should be our export, I think. Like I really think that this little guy would be better as export, and the bigger one for local use, I think. I suppose it doesn't really matter. I will put 3 vehicles in here. Maybe the opposite's true. I don't know. Maybe we don't even need 3. Like, these are so... Maybe I should have just done 2 small little distribution offices instead of 1 medium-sized one. But whatever. So this one's going to deliver to the border, and it's only going to load at 70% or higher, or maybe 80% or higher. So, like, when the clothes warehouse is filled up, it'll start delivering to the border. That's what we want. And yeah, I'm thinking now in hindsight, 2 of the little offices would have been plenty, considering we're only doing like a total of like 2.5 tons of clothes per day. It's not much. So this is going pretty well. Almost done here. We are now seeding all of the farms. And again, I really wish we had done these first. That was the plan. So I think I'm just going to have to, like, once this season's done, before next growing season, I'm just going to reset all of these fields so that the medium ones are sown first. That's the whole reason they're there. So we can get a slight head start on the first crops of the year. Get the factory up and going. So the aggregate loading's almost done. The aggregate storage is almost done. The ore processing plant is maybe about a third of the way. This aggregate storage is almost done, and this iron mine has barely begun. We should really consider next construction hub we do, which will be around here somewhere. We should really attach a small warehouse for... in fact, we might even do it over here, just for the electrical and mechanical components. Because right now, we are trucking all of the electrical and mechanical components from this one warehouse up here. And actually, now that we have a bit more stuff going on, I'm gonna make it store some more components than it has been. But it makes a lot more sense to have another one of these just to cut down on the trip time. Train made it to iron. Yes, he did. He made it all the way from the one rail construction office all the way up here. And I'm very impressed. I didn't think it had enough range to do that. So, like, here's our rail construction office. And I wonder if it shows it now. Because I was thinking earlier we were like, oh, it wasn't showing the range. Like here. Yeah, no, it says it only has this much range. It says that it only goes 4,500 meters, and that's only to here. But it went all the way over there instead. So, like, something's off there. Maybe it's just doing what I always dream of the fire stations doing and actually responding to calls outside its range. That would be nice. Because, like, it makes sense that the fire station in the same way has a limited range because time is essential. And in terms of rail construction, it just takes so long for those little tiny dinky rail construction things to go all that distance. But I don't know. This is almost done. It'll only require one more load of this guy. So he's coming to finish it up now. Oh, I still haven't changed the one-way nature of these roads yet. I should do that. Not that it's a big deal. They're all going the right way anyway, just because of the other roads being one way. But might as well. Just that and that and that. Good stuff. Okay. And here he comes. Need more money again. We're still under 2.5 million there. So our debt is not growing. It's not shrinking, but it's not growing. That is the most important thing. Really? You're not done? I was sure that would be it. Oh no, you're going over here? What? Come on, buddy. I thought you were done. Oh well. Yeah, glitch in my favor, so it would seem. It's a good thing, though. Like, I don't like the arbitrary range limits. Like, I understand why you have the auto search function only go to a certain range, especially considering it does take, like, processing power to do the pathfinding. But, I don't know. It seems a little restrictive, at least in my mind, anyway. This is awkward. That one's done and this one isn't. Whatever. Yeah, no, I mean, we did not need a small distribution office here. We just need 2 of these tiny boys, and that would have been plenty. Oh, well. Totally could have used this office for exports, too. Theoretically. We would have needed to hook up only 2 more buildings, and it might have been capable of it. Probably not, though, because it does have its hands full. So now that everything's growing, let's just do this little adjustment. I'm going to press pause for a second, and I'm going to cancel all of these big fields. And then the game should auto-find them again, but do them in the order of proximity while keeping the medium fields first. So if I restart here, it should add a bunch of big fields anytime now. Come on. There they are. They've all reassigned auto-magically, and starting with the nearest one. And that's exactly what we want. So, perfect. The power lines also need to be finished, of course. Haven't done any work on this at all. No construction offices in range, because we haven't finished the transformer, I suppose. It's interesting that it can't quite access this side either. Oh, the transformer! We never hooked up the road. That was a mistake. When we first put this here, we were still building the asphalt road, and we wanted to wait till the asphalt road's finished before hooking that up. But that was an error. So they are past the 3 kilometers here, so we need to manually sign it. And then we should be able to manually sign this as well. Yes, we can. Good stuff. And the small power line. And the substation. It totally would have made sense to build a new construction area over here prior to building all this stuff, but we did it the way we did it. That's fine. It's good enough. We could upgrade some pathways. That would be a good idea. I'm considering just doing it like manually building this stuff, because this town is so small right now, people can walk around it. And we have really, really open road construction specialized construction offices. So I do wonder about this one particular path through here. I think I'm gonna hit auto build just long enough to get this done, because it's an essential path, I think. And then the rest can just go manually, I think, like one at a time here. So auto build off. We'll sign that one, and that one. And there, 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 there. There. Might as well just get all of these, I guess. It's a bit excessive, but we have all those free offices, right? Might as well use them for something. And for now, I think my people will be happy to just walk on the roads. Maybe happy's a relative term there. They'll be like grumpy, but also won't complain too much about it. And actually, I'm realizing I probably made a mistake by not pausing. I bet you we got some question marks happening over here. No, it doesn't look like it. Because oftentimes they're like, wait, I can't get to that path that I could get to a few seconds ago. We should keep an eye on it, though. There's also this office, which should be serving these footpaths as well. So yeah, all the dump trucks are out picking up gravel. So if there's problems, it'll be here at the gravel supply. And no, it seems like they're all doing fine. So that's good. This still isn't done. It's almost done, though. We just need one more bus of workers. You know what? I am not going to wait for one more bus of workers. I'm just going to hit auto build for $150. Whew, so pricey. Now we'll move 2 of these trucks over because I have the realization that I don't need 3 in this at all. So we'll put 2 of them in there, and 2 is probably plenty, actually, for now. So we want to assign this, and we want to assign... so that's going to load clothes. And then all the little warehouses at all the little stores. There. That one, and that one. Okay. So... unload, unload, unload. Clothes only. Keep it at 80%, please. Okay. And now, finally, long after it should have happened, we can take clothes off the import once and for all. Good stuff. Oh, meanwhile, all of these gravel, these coal specialized lines here can be deleted because we don't actually have any dump trucks anymore. So the heating plant and the open storages and stuff. Okay. I think that's good. I hope we're keeping up with coal. We should be careful that we're not running out of coal at the heating plant up here. No, we're doing fine there. That's all drawing coal, I think, from the steel mill area. And then the coal for this heating plant is being drawn from here. Same with the cement plant. That all seems fine. You're okay with the construction range office because they're cheap, but the rail office is so expensive? You know, I mean, that's true. It is cheaper than a rail office, but like what's really expensive about construction offices is all the vehicles. Like the vehicles are so expensive. The actual building itself is nothing, but like even if you have like 12 vehicles, you're paying an average of like what, like 5 or 10,000 per vehicle? What is it? It's yeah, it's like 10,000 per vehicle roughly on average, maybe a little bit more once you get this late in the game. So if you're filling up like 20 vehicles in this large construction office, that's like 300,000 rubles or something like that. It's like a significant investment, right? But it's the vehicles that are expensive, not the depots. It's kind of the opposite here because you really only need a couple of them. Like these cranes are way more expensive than a vehicle, of course, but you only need 2. So, yeah. And I noticed we've got a brand new rail building crane that's like much faster. It's not faster on the tracks, but it builds much faster. So it might be worth doing a big upgrade, getting a couple more if we ever want to build more rail, which is coming at some point. Meanwhile, we are now done this segment, so I'll put the semaphores back on again. Oops. There we go. Done, done, done. Oh, and now we got a question mark. So we got 2. So this has been a problem. So we got footpath 290 and footpath 286. Let's just rush both of these. 227 and 289. That's fine. That'll just stop the gravel supply from being... Oh, man, we're out of gravel. I queued up so many footpaths, we ran out of gravel here. That's unfortunate. So much for what I was saying about it being so easy to keep gravel flowing. Where's the dump trucks anyway? That's weird. Where are all the dump trucks? There's two. I guess they've both gone off for fuel at the same time, which makes sense because I purchased them at the same time. So hopefully they'll come back soon and like keep working because come on. Come on, guys. Time is money and all that crap. Maybe I should be buying like the... what are these guys doing? Going for fuel, right? Yeah, he's on his way back. Okay, fine. We've got those new dump trucks that are super, super slow, but like super huge, and they'd be much better at this particular job than these smaller ones, but oh well. So we'll get gravel restarted, and then, you know, eventually these paths will start to spring to life. These would be the two that couldn't be reached because all the paths around them weren't finished. I could have just bought this one, would have accomplished the same thing. It's fine. Well, both of these trucks are out right now. I'm not too concerned about that, though. I might want a third truck, I suppose. Oh, but this guy's coming back. And he's... Wait, what's he doing? Why did he turn around there? He's supposed to be going here. It's very strange. He probably went for fuel, I suppose. He's a new truck, so they'll peel off at random times to get fuel. I guess that's him. Okay. So that's going to work really well. And we really don't need an export processing zone over here. Now that I think about it more, like food is by far the highest throughput of any of the farm-based industry. So being able to, we can bring this straight to the border is what I'm saying. That won't be an issue. We'll just truck it to the border. It's so little anyway. Just have one truck dedicated to springing to life and trucking to the border as soon as this warehouse hits 70%. And I think that's going to be enough. And meanwhile, we're almost entirely out of crops for the year here. So the fabric plant will slow down, and the clothes plants will keep going for a little while before they also slow down. All of our buses are like right in a loop here, which is like they're right in a row, which is super not ideal. So let's just fix that by taking the middle of the three, waiting a little while, and then telling it to turn around and go back to the bus stop again, just to space them out a bit. I think we've waited long enough. Let's do it now. And I see both of these covered wagons are now back in here, so we absolutely don't need more than two of them. No question about that. Meanwhile, our gravel's still doing terribly here. There seems to still be only one dump truck, and there should be two, and I don't understand. Where's the other dump truck? What's he doing? It's very weird. Is this guy? Oh, he's in now. Oh no, that's the wrong one, though. So there's him, and then who else? This one. This one has 12 tons of quarried stone on him. But he's in the... Oh! That's a problem. This gas station has no power supply. How did that happen? Did I forget to replace these power lines? Like, I remember I modified these power lines. Did I not hook them up properly? Does this just go to nowhere? Oh, look at this. It's not done. Oh, that's been causing problems for quite a while here. There's been a jam up at this this fuel station because we rush built part of this, but not the rest. So let's do that. When we rebuilt this thing, we thought we were getting all the lines at one time, but we totally didn't. So that explains why this whole area has been having problems and being slow. Oh boy. Not good. That's been a long-term issue too, probably. Oh, that was a big oversight. That'll happen in this game, though. You know, you'll miss something obvious and easy, and it'll just throw everything off. And now we have to wait for the excavator to get fuel. Oh, well. We'll have gravel one of these days. We actually would do okay maybe with a second quarry at this point. There comes a time when you need 2 quarries for one gravel processing. And this just might be it, maybe. Let's do a second quarry. Well, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to put a second quarry in. I don't think I'm going to bother building another one of these zones next time we build a construction office down the road. I think I'm going to stick with this one for a while, so that gravel needs to be coming in more reliably than it is. There's no doubt about that. So let's gravel, coal, iron, gravel quarry. We could put one right here. It's a good spot for it. Assuming we can get it flattened, and we can easily enough. Here it doesn't work, does it? No. So yeah, this is the place. Cool. So once that's done, I'm probably going to get these faster trucks onto that one instead, and then buy one of the really big slow trucks for this closer one. But we're starting to work again, so that's something. Oh, and will you look at the time? We are done this episode. This episode of Workers and Resources is complete. So YouTube, we'll catch you tomorrow, and we'll have another episode right here tomorrow. Bye-bye, everyone.